kick off today's show, I've got a very special guest. It's a man coming off of a great win just a couple of weeks ago. He also is now 12 and 0 in his career with 8 KOs. That's Umar Dzambekov. Umar, appreciate you for taking time to come on today, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So you are back home right now. You were in America for a long time, training camps and everything. What's it been like being back home right now?
Absolutely amazing. I was away for 6 months now since January, and yeah, June I got back home after two fights. So yeah, it's absolutely nice.
That's awesome. So let's get into your most recent fight. You had a step up fight against Rumar and Gula. Obviously, it was a great performance for yourself. 77-75 was the closest scorecard. The other two read 79-73 and then 80-72. When you reflect back on that fight now, I'm sure you rewatched it, you have an idea what you did there. What's your thoughts on that performance?
Well, during the fight, I mean, I saw myself winning every round, so I didn't see any difficulties, kind of, or like, let's say I was in control of the fight. That's how I felt,
Agree.
and yeah, it went everything the way we kind of expected. Of course, I was going for a stoppage as well if it would have worked out, but yeah, I didn't want to rush anything, and I think I cracked him twice. But yeah, I got the decision.
That 77-75 scorecard was really a little odd to myself when it came out. When you heard that scorecard, what went through your mind?
Not much, to be honest. Every judge
Okay.
sees it kind of different way. But I think the first scorecard, which one was it? Eighty
I
seventy
think, yeah,
two.
80-72 is the first one,
Yeah, I
correct.
think that one was right. And worst case, 79-73. That was all right. But yeah, I mean, some judges see it their own way, but it's okay. I mean, I saw myself winning, and I won that fight.
When you go through that fight, and obviously you always want to grow and get better from them, what's some of the biggest things you looked at and you said, you know what, this area I can improve on?
Well, with my last fight.
Correct. Yep.
There is much more that I can improve on, definitely.
Right.
And also in my training camp, there were things like I had kind of some issues, and I'm 100% sure I can do a lot better.
Okay.
So, like if I think of specific things right now, there's not much I could say because I know in all of the things I did, I can do them just a lot better.
All right. That was supposed to be a step up fight for yourself. A lot of people looked at that and said, you know what, this could be your toughest challenge yet. You got through him quite easily. Did that give you more confidence now moving forward with whoever your opposition will be?
Definitely, yeah. It was a good opponent. It was a good experience for me.
Right.
Even though it looked maybe easy outside, it was a very good fight against the experienced opponent, and definitely it was a step up. And I look forward to any other opponent in my future fights.
All right. Well, Umar, I want people to get to know your story a little bit more because you have quite the journey to get to where you're at. Your childhood was kind of hectic. At the age of 6, you ended up moving, fleeing to Austria. Walk us through that entire childhood for yourself because that had to be crazy. You're a young kid having to move countries, you're invading or leaving a fleeing a war. All this stuff's going on as a young kid. What was that like?
So basically, 2003 is when my whole family flew to Austria from Chechnya, back
Right.
home when Russia and Chechnya had war. And yeah, since 2003, I actually have been living in Austria. And I was going to school here. I was raised here. I learned the German language. So it wasn't always easy, I'd say, because as a little kid coming to a whole different county, not
Right.
speaking the language, even though I caught it up very quick as a little kid. It wasn't easy, but I'm happy to have my life had this way because it brought me here to where I am, and it formed my personality and everything the way it is. And I think it was a big benefit for me.
Now, were
So
you able to remember too much of what was going on at that point, or were you at such a young age where kind of just like, okay, let's kind of go follow my parents, see where they're leading us?
no, definitely, I remember everything. I
Okay.
mean, it's so much I won't be even able to tell you everything right now.
Right.
But yeah, as a kid, I went to school. I was like already with the age of 5, 6, doing like 4 or 5 different kind of discipline of sports. and I was doing judo, I was playing soccer, I was doing how do you call that? That weightlifting, snatching, what is
Yeah,
it?
yeah, lifting,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was that doing that kind of stuff. So my dad was a boxer as well.
Right.
Basically just grew up with boxing. There was not a point in my life where I remember I was not boxing. And yeah, with 10 years I had my first amateur fight. And yeah, now I'm 27 years old, 17 years later, and still working towards that one goal.
What's impressive
And
about you
in between, I mean, in between, I had so many different things. I lived in England for a while.
mm,
I've had ups and downs, like kind of like a I mean, I wouldn't say I had like a tough life and act tough. I'm not that kind of guy. Thank God I grew up good. I had a nice childhood, even though it wasn't easy.
mhm,
But it was everything the way it is. I mean, as I said, it made my personality as it is. And so I kept going in Austria, even though it's not really a popular country for boxing.
right.
But at the end of the day, I knew I had to go to the States or somewhere to, yeah, to become better and to improve in boxing. And that's what I did with the age of 24. And yeah, I've been living there for the last 3 years.
You know, what's impressive about you is that you've been able to learn and adapt to so many different languages. Now, I know you speak fluently in English. Obviously, we're doing that right now. You obviously speak where German and Austria. You speak so many different languages. How have you been able to acclimate yourself and pick up so many different languages so easily?
I don't know, maybe I just had it easier because I learned it when I was at a younger age. German, I
Right,
just learned when I was 5, 6 years old, going to school. My mother language, Chechen, I grew up with it. Everyone at home always spoke it, and we always speak it until this day. And English. So, as I said, I went to school in England like for a couple of months. I learned that language. I picked it up very quickly, and movies, games, social
right.
media, and everything. All of that made it easier for me to practice and to know the language. And but of course, speaking with the people and then talking with them and then having that conversations is a totally different thing than just watching videos. So when I
Right.
uh, moved to California in 2024. It was at the beginning it was a little bit complicated, but I picked it up very quickly, and now I'm comfortable talking in English as well. So I speak, let's say, 3 languages, and my Russian isn't really good, so I barely speak any Russian. Just
Okay.
heads up, letting know everyone who wants to talk Russian with me.
All right. You know, for so many people, their entire life is spent in one country. You know, maybe they go visit them or travel for trips or whatever the case may be. You've had experience of actually living in so many different places now in your life for extended periods of time, and you're only 27 years old. How has that helped shape you into the person that you are today?
Well, I'd say it's very important. This world is so big. There's so
Mm,
many different cultures and all these people. And I'm glad and how to say that I'm kind of blessed that I was able to travel that kind of places through boxing and God gave me the ability to it, and
mhm,
I'm just taking advantage of that. And yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm someone, I love my family and I like to live with them. So
mm.
far away from them when I'm in California. Um, but yeah, I could see so many things, and I could see where it is good, where it is bad, and how the people are. So what I know for sure, definitely, is that you can't throw all people in kind of, how should I say that in English? It's not always you can't.
Into one bucket, kind of?
Yeah, kind of.
Right.
Everyone's different. You got good and bad everywhere. That's what I want to
Yeah.
say.
All right, so I have not experienced a lot of the cultures you've been in so far in your life. So I just want to ask you this then. When you look at the different cultures you've been a part of in your life, what is your
Yeah.
favorite part and your least favorite part about all the different cultures, whether that be from Chechnya, that'd be Austria, England, and then America? You gotta give us your favorite and the worst part of each culture when you're part of them.
I wouldn't want to do that because I don't know. Would that be good and bad things, and I can't even remember them right now. For example, let's take an easy, simple thing. In Austria, everyone is kind of like they don't want to deal with anyone. They just do their own thing. It's just like I just do my thing and that's it. Just leave me alone. That's that vibe Austrians
Okay.
give you. And in California, like in America, California is like everyone's really like happy and like all cool. How's it going? How are you? Everyone asks you that kind of thing, even though
Mm,
it's like just two, 3 words.
right.
But I feel like in general, like the people in California seem like more happy. I don't know, maybe it's the sunshine and all that. But that's like one thing.
Okay.
But it's nothing good. It's nothing bad. For me, it's good because automatically you're in a good mood when someone is like in like happy and nice and friendly to
Right.
you. But also, I'm used to growing up here, people just minding their own business.
Mm,
So if someone is not really friendly to me or doesn't smile or doesn't ask me how I am, it's okay for me as well. That's
all
like
right.
one thing. And England, for example, I mean, it's nothing to do with the culture, but what I did like there was the rainy weather. I'm
Yeah.
not really like that kind of person who likes that weather. So in my mind, I was like, I have to go to America, to Los Angeles. I love the weather. I love the palm trees, and definitely, I know boxing is very highly appreciated there.
Hmm. All right. So you obviously talk about the aspect where you're for a large portion of your time, obviously depends on training camps and fights. You're away from family. How have you learned to deal with it? I'm sure it's overall become a little bit more, you've been able to handle it probably better as you've gotten older, but still, how do you handle staying away from family for long extended periods of time?
To reach, secret. I mean, I got no choice. I'll say I
Right.
just see it as a job. I have to go away and take care of business, and I do that.
In terms of boxing, you talk about the fact that your dad was a boxer and you've now grown up almost your entire life have been a part of boxing. But when did you
Mhm.
would you say that you kind of settled down and said, okay, you know what? This is now my passion. I want to be a boxer. I'm not going to focus on these other sports. I'm going to go all in on boxing. When was that for yourself?
I see around the age of 18,
Okay.
sometime like that. Before that, my dad was like, um, I mean, there were like 2 years in between where he didn't really come to my fights. That we had like kind of an agreement. Um, but before that, my dad was like at all of my fights, and he was like, I always wanted to impress my dad. That was my main goal. And after that, I was like, Dad, just give me 2 or 3 years, just let me try it by myself.
Mm.
And yeah, I did that, and then I was like, okay, I need my dad. I need him to watch me now, how much I have improved, because he wasn't there for every single fight now for 2 or 3 years, and that's how it worked out. He was like, he really, yeah, how should I say that? He could see me improving, and I was like, all right, that's my business. I have to do that. I can't. I'll just finish my sports school where I was at like for 3 4 years, and then I just want to focus on boxing and want to become better and have my own path in boxing.
So what was it about boxing? Why did that sport draw you in so much to where you wanted to make that your profession?
And you mean why I wanted to become professional?
Yeah, or just why did you decide that boxing what you want? Like what about boxing do you love that made you draw you
I
into it to
didn't
go
I
to
didn't
pursue it?
decide it. My dad put me into it. And then
Right.
somewhere at some point I was like, all right. I mean, I've been doing that my whole life and I'm
Gotcha.
skilled at it. God gave me the skills and the ability for it. I'll do it.
All right. So I want to go into your amateur career because you had a very good overall amateur career, very established yourself. When you reflect back on your amateur run, how special was that for you? Just what are the memories that come to mind when you think about your amateur career?
So as I was like talking about it for 7 8 years, I was like straight because in Austria and all these surrounding counties, I was just fighting there and gaining my experience. By like the year of 2018, I finally got the citizenship of Austria, and I was able to compete like at the bigger tournament and all that. That's what I really gained a lot of experience. 2019, that was like probably my biggest amateur year. I fought the world championships and I fought the European Games in Belarus, and um, yeah, that was basically it. 2020, I was a qualifier, and yeah, 2020 the pandemic started as well. So the Olympics, it was like kind of, are they really happening? Are they not? Are they canceling the world qualifier? So I didn't really know what was going on there. Yeah, that was when I decided I wanna go somewhere else where boxing is better and go to the pros.
All right, so you turn pro at 23 years old. Walk us through that decision. At that point in time, you turn pro. Would you say that you look at your career, 12-0 in your career so far? Has your pro career gone according to plan? Has it gone a little bit less than you expected? Or how would you say your pro career has been to this point in time?
I would say that everything, thank God, has been going well. I just have
Right.
to keep going and do what I do and put in the hard work, and everything else comes step by step.
All right, so let's hop into your pro career now. You do two fights. You end up signing with 360 Promotions and Tom Loeffler, and then you end up taking off about 16 months in between your second and third fight. Can you take us to that decision? Like, what led to that situation where you had to take that much time off?
I mean, between my second and third fight,
Correct. Yeah.
yeah, because my first and second fight I had here in Europe, and that was
Right.
like the transition from Europe to America and handling with all the visa and moving there and living there. And all. It wasn't easy because when I came to America the first time, I came back home to Austria. In between, I had to wait for my visa like for 10 months, and I was really able I was really able to fight between uh, um, like in between that break, and yeah, that's why it took so long.
Gotcha. Now, as you've continued to develop with him, I want to ask about Tom Loeffler. Obviously, he's a very great promoter. He's been on the show before. I want to ask about him. When you talk about the impact he's had in your career, your life to this point, how big has that been for you?
Uh, Tom's definitely the biggest supporter with my coach and the rest of the team in my team, and it really had a big impact for me, and it's should I say that I'm really blessed and to have someone like that in my team.
All right, so I have to ask about your future plans now. On BoxRec, it does say that you're going to be fighting October 3rd. Is that something that's already been confirmed? Will you be fighting then? Is that just a tentative date schedule for yourself, or when can we see you back in the ring?
I think the next fight is planned October with the opponent, and what kind of fight. There is not much more I know of right now, or I can really tell. So
Okay.
we'll just have to wait until we announce it.
Absolutely. So when you look at your upcoming fight, what type of fight are you looking for? Is it going to be another step up fight, staying busy type of fight, or what can we expect potentially in that fight in October?
Um, well, I don't really much my coach to send me the next opponent.
All right. All right. So I do want to look at this aspect as well, Umar. When you look at your future, obviously you're 27 years old. You're quickly rising up there in the ranks in terms of top prospects at the light heavyweight division. When you look at the next year and a half, that would put you heading into 2027. Where do you see yourself at that point in time in terms of accomplishments, standing, awards, accomplishments, whatever it might be? Where do you see yourself heading into 2027?
Um, well, I don't want to. I'm not that kind of guy who likes to predict and I can't see what's in the future. Only God can. So I just do my work as I always did, and hope and I work for to be on the top in the next 2 3 years, definitely.
Okay. I do want to pick your mind on a couple different light heavyweight things going on right now to see what you think about them. One of which is that we do know there's a big trilogy supposed to happen. Better be a Bivol. Obviously, there seems to be a little bit of delays going on in that situation right now. But when you look at that situation, if the trilogy does get made between those two, who do you have winning it?
For the third fight,
Correct. Yep.
hard to tell. It's every fight of them, like the first and second, has been 50-50 fight for me. Better is a tremendous puncher, definitely. Everybody knows. And Bivol's got a great footwork and movement and IQ in boxing. So every fight has been 50-50 fight for me. With better punching power, you can predict. anything in that fight. So we'll just wait and see what, what will be the outcome of that fight. I just hope it happens as soon as possible because, um, I mean, time's running and Beterbiev isn't the youngest.
Yep. I think a huge thing about that is that obviously I know Beterbiev came out and basically said what you just said, that, hey, he wants to make the fight soon. Bill, for some reason, apparently, obviously, we don't know the facts yet, but apparently, according to Beterbiev, he seemed to be delaying the fight for some reason. When you are somebody that's a contender, at the light heavyweight division, and those guys hold all the belts, obviously 3 of them at this point in time, what kind of motivation is in, and how quickly should this fight happen? Like, do you think the fight needs to happen this year in 2025, or are you okay with it happening in 2026?
I think this fight should be happening already in 2025 because when the first fight happened and Beterbiev won, I think the second fight was like following within like a couple
4
of
months
months.
later. Yep.
Yeah, 4 months later. I don't think it should be taking that long, but I don't know. I hope it doesn't take that long now, and it
Right.
doesn't. It won't get pushed like in 2026. It would be great to watch it in 2025 because it's a big fight and it's very special for boxing as well.
100% agree. Then I'll have to ask you another thing. The press conference is currently going on right now. Benavidez, Anthony Yarde's been announced. Those guys are going to be fighting for a world championship. Who do you have winning that fight?
Which fight again?
The David Benavidez with Anthony Yarde fight?
Oh, that's a good fight as well. Mm, hard to tell. I think probably Benavidez is gonna win.
Right.
But Yard is a good fighter. Uh, he's got good movement in boxing, and his style is like a little bit different. So, but I got Benavidez winning, but let's see.
All right, I like that. So I've got a couple more questions before I let you go, Umar. One of which is we know there is a great relationship between Tom Loeffler, Dana White, and Dana White's also in the midst of creating, the TKO boxing. I know they're going to change the name eventually, but overall, for right now, it's called TKO boxing. Is that something that you would be? Is that something that you've talked to Tom yet? That you could be in association with that? Would that be something you're going to be a part of in the future, or what does that look like?
Well, there's not much I can tell right now, but in the future, when I am part of it, definitely, I'll be looking forward to it because it's something huge and it'll be first time something big like that. And a big promoter like Dana White being in boxing, so it's definitely huge.
Right.
And yeah, I look forward to it.
Absolutely, man. So I got a couple questions, like I said before I let you go. One of which is in terms of your overall training camp. You're part of Wildcard Boxing. Your coach is Marvin overall, but we know Freddie obviously is overseeing all Wildcard Boxing. How did you get the opportunity? What brought you into Wildcard Boxing?
My very good friend, I got a very good friend in LA, so that's when I first time moved over to America,
Right.
and he took me to Wildcard. And yeah, that's how everything took its run kind of, and I got introduced to everyone and met all these great people who are part of my team right now.
All right. Well, Umar, I have one final question for you. It's the question I like wrapping up every interview with, and that's talking about your legacy. When the day does come, you put down the gloves. What do you want to be remembered for what you have accomplished both inside and outside of the ring?
I'd say um, what I want to be remembered for.
Correct. Yep.
I want to be remembered for the I'm someone like who really gave it all and achieved his goals and who can show everyone like in the world. For someone like me, like who grew up, who was born like somewhere in the mountains, been like so many places in the world, been through many things, been poor and making money and achieving like his goals to show them that it is possible. Like I want to be one part of all these guys who are like taking part in documentaries and movies where like they achieved it. I want to be
Right.
that.
I love that. Absolutely, Umar. I appreciate that. That's awesome, man. So, Umar, I appreciate you taking time to come on in, man. It's been a blessing and honor having you on the show, and I cannot wait to see what God's got in store for you, man.
Absolute pleasure, bro. Thanks for having me, and hopefully see you soon in the future.
Of course, you're always welcome on, man. God bless.